Life is so hard as a youth pastor. I want to put my 2-week notice in.
Because you can't even put a 2-week notice.
It's official.
This is for life. Till we die.
Okay, so let's go. So what are we talking about?
Ministry is it's a roller coaster because there are so many emotions, so many things happening at the same time. And yeah, ministry, youth ministry is something, it's beautiful, but it's a roller coaster.
Very beautiful.
You know, there's some times where,
So there, it's beautiful in its own way. You kind of get used to it.
patience.
Patience.
Patience is a big part of it, you know.
They say patience is a virtue.
Patience is a virtue. Yeah, but you know, we've been at it for what, 8 years now?
7.
Almost 8 years now.
Almost 8
And
years. The same age as EJ.
we've grown up,
First one.
we've developed, you know, ourselves a lot. We've grown into our leadership, and we started off very immature, very, you know, not knowing anything.
We're very mature now.
And you know, who put us in this position, right? We were not ready, you know, but you know, only God knew why we were put into this. But you know, in these 7 years, almost 8 years, you know, we've seen not only the youth grow, we've seen each other grow. You know, we've seen how God.
Oh, we've grown all right. My clothes don't fit me no more.
we started we started as a medium.
I was extra small.
Heck no, you were never. She was
I'm
never
joking.
an
I was
extra
never
small.
extra small.
We started at medium, and now we're.
I'm still medium. What you mean?
Not yet.
I just like my clothes, a little loose. But medium fits. I don't know what he's talking. He started as a small, and now he's I'm not gonna say it, but he's
I'm embarrassed.
2, 3
I'm
sizes up.
I'm extra large.
Crazy.
I'm extra large.
But yeah, the youth, we love the youth. They love us. I think
You may not tell, you cannot see it, but we love the youth.
we love the youth. That's why we're harsh on them sometimes. But I feel like that's
It's harsh love, honestly.
tough love. Tough
And I
love.
feel like sometimes, you know, they need a rude awakening.
Mm.
You know, especially this generation, we've seen it. You know, where you know these kids got so much potential. They're so bright, but you know sometimes they're hard headed,
Yeah.
and they just need that rude awakening. You know, for them to snap into reality. There's so many things going on in this world that you know,
Yeah.
so much entertainment, so much you know, things trying to destroy their
To
mind.
lie, like
Yeah,
there's
destroy their identity.
the enemy is trying to paint a lie for the youth to feel like, oh, we're accepted, we're loved, and all this. But I mean, I think in our growing up with the generation that we grew up, something that was really big was like hurt me with the truth instead of loving me with a lie. So,
Yeah.
I feel
Wow.
like with the youth, like that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Correct.
gonna tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, but like the truth, I mean, and the word says it, the truth will set you free. And that's, what we're here for, to be vessels of the Lord, to direct this generation back to Jesus.
That's it.
And, for them to have an encounter with God and to know that the only way that they are gonna make it is being in the presence of God and submitting to His word.
One thing that I've understood, you know, is that all it takes is for a young person to have an encounter with God. That's
Yeah.
all it takes. You know, so many people think too much on it. You know, it's just simple. An encounter with God changes anybody. Doesn't matter how bad of a person they might seem or they might feel they are,
Yeah.
or it doesn't matter how many mistakes they've made. You know, and honestly,
Mhm.
if you know, if in your mind what's holding you back from God is the mistakes you've made in your life, let me tell you, man, the people that God uses the most are
Broken
the
vessels.
most broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we were just talking about this not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That we were saying, there's a reason why God picks the broken people, because the broken people can help other broken people.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are able to relate and understand those people that because I personally feel like when a person is broken, they're vulnerable.
That's it.
So in their vulnerability, they're like, I need, like they're in desperate need of being saved. So I feel like whenever you get to that point of you're like in desperation to be like, I need to be saved, you run to Jesus.
You
You
run
know,
to
you run
Jesus.
to Jesus. So
Yeah.
it's different when you're like, oh, well, I just came just to come. Then, you know, and that's why we see a lot that the young people that grow up in church, they have a harder time having an encounter with God.
Or opening with God because they've heard the word so many times, but they've created so many borders.
They take it for granted.
Yeah, there we
They take
go.
it for granted. Like they're
Yeah,
just like they're so used to it that they're just like, you know, oh, this is it's the usual, you know. So
so
versus
usual.
when a person has been in the world or is new to church, like they're in need. Like they're just like I need to be rescued. I need to be
Yeah, well,
saved.
it's something that I spoke today. It's true. It's just like, God's purpose will fulfill in your life,
Yeah.
in the good, and whether you want it good way or bad way.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes, for you to, you know, hit a brick wall,
Yeah.
for
For
you
sure.
to realize that, you need God and you can't live without God. And so, it's it's very
Clip my hair.
it's very, well, I thank God that He picked us.
Thank God.
I thank God I thank God that He picked us out of, many people to be leaders for this youth here at PDR Youth, and honestly, it's a blessing to see so many people trust, first of all, in God, trust
Yeah.
in the calling God has given us,
Yeah.
listen to the words that we preach every Friday, and just obey and listen, to the instructions of His Word. And we're seeing a generation. Many people say that this generation, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, it's a broken generation. It's a what were they saying? A crystal generation, or
Yeah.
generación de cristal.
Hmm.
Very
Fragile.
weak-minded,
Fragile.
fragile,
Yeah.
very weak-minded. Weak-spirited. But you know, we believe in something that God is stirring up something in this generation.
Hmm.
And if there is any young person that's going to listen to this video, I just want to let you know, God is preparing something for this generation. The enemy has
God is not done.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's in
He's
the
just
works.
starting.
Yeah, he's in the works, and regardless of what anybody says or any lies that the enemy has tried to instill in your minds or your hearts, the your identity comes from God.
There we
He is
go.
your creator, and as your creator, he knows the best. You know, like he knows what's best for you, and he knows what he has prepared for your life.
And to wrap this up,
Wrap it.
is the Bible makes it clear that every time the enemy brings opposition, and whenever the enemy tries to,
Rises up
yeah, whenever he
against, yeah,
rises up, it's because he's trying to stop a
the
purpose,
purpose, the calling.
a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
purpose. So if you're struggling with something, like what is this generation struggling? Anxiety, depression, pornography,
Identity.
lust,
Yeah.
identity, all these things, that you may be struggling with. Just understand these are the weapons that the enemy formed against you. But the Bible says there is no weapon that has been forged against us that will prosper. So, to every single one of y'all that are listening to us, first of all, you know, um, it's good to be here. Pastor Emmanuel is Pastor Pastora Maricela, right? I don't know.
Yeah, he forgot his
In
own
the
wife's
Spanish, it's
name. That's
Pastora
crazy.
Maricela. I don't know, First Lady.
Pastor. Just Maricela.
But you know, we just want to tell y'all, if y'all haven't looked for God, it's the perfect time to do it. And if y'all are struggling with something, that shouldn't be the thing that is holding you from coming to God into His house. It should be the thing that drives you to seek God, because God works in our weaknesses. Whenever we are weak, whenever we can't, God can. Whenever our strengths, our wisdom, our abilities can't accomplish anything,
When they're limited, his power is
yeah,
unlimited.
where we stop, that's where He begins.
Hmm.
So we encourage every single one of y'all, keep fighting the good fight. keep seeking God, and I know God has a great purpose for every single one of you.
Amen.
You know,
I believe it.
we love what we do. We love working with the youth. You know, it's a roller
It
coaster,
has
but it's
its up and
beautiful.
downs, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we thank God for everything that He's done in our lives and our family, and you know, and in this youth. And I know that later on we're gonna see so many young men and women, preach the word, be the next prophets, apostles, pastors, ministers of God,
teachers.
teachers, and we're seeing the beginnings.
Yeah.
We're seeing the beginnings, and I believe that every single one of y'all can be a part of it as well. So it was good talking to y'all. It was good seeing y'all.
This
And
is after service, so yeah.
yeah,
This is our
this is our after hours.
yeah.
Yeah, so God bless every single one of you.